so today is Scrapple Day, and Scrapple is an actual dish that I enjoy making during hunting season. The season's close to the end now. We don't have but a couple more weeks left of deer season, and then we're going to start gearing up and getting ready for turkey season. Duck season's almost over with. But yeah, it's been a great season. I got to witness my son harvest his first buck of the year. Well, his first buck, which was great experience for a father. But the scrapple we're gonna do is not your normal Pennsylvania Dutch scrapple. We're gonna use venison. I like the flavor of it. I like the flavor of the original scrapple with the pork and the chicken livers and all that. And yeah, scrapple is originated in Pennsylvania Dutch or Pennsylvania. It's almost like our hog head cheese, almost a little bit. It's made with the scraps, except for ours is with the hog head. A lot of similarities with it, but it all comes to play to where this is a good breakfast food, breakfast staple. You can fry it. A lot of people deep fry it. They'll slice it, deep fry it. I like to pan fry it and put it on top of eggs and bacon, or eggs and toast. But it's just one of the dishes I love, and it's got good flavor to it, especially when I use the venison. So we're going to go ahead and get the scrapple started, and then while our meat is boiling and everything, then we're going to get all the other ingredients for this. Not many ingredients at all for this, but try it, you'll like it, and we'll go through all the processes for it. So we're gonna go, I'm going a little different on it. Instead of using 4 ounces of onion, I'm actually gonna use Say-Tooth, which is a dried trinity here in Louisiana. And the dried trinity is our onion, bell pepper, celery. This one's got a little bit of garlic in it. So I'm going to use 1 cup of Say-Tooth, and I already have my, venison cubed up. So I have 3 pounds of venison, a little bit of fat, not a lot in it, and I have garlic, because I love garlic, and I have my dry trinity mix, or my Say-Tooth. So we're going to go ahead and add that in. Get it all in there, especially the goodness of the garlic juice. So now you want to cover it with just water or stock. So I'm going to take my venison stock, because we made a venison stock with some deer. So I'm going to take that, and we're just going to cover everything with it. You don't want to overfill. You just want it to cover. So get that moved around to where it's all just covered. And then what we're going to do, I'm going to add just a little bit more. And like I said, this is the venison stock. So I like making my stocks and everything like that. So that's just right there. That's perfect cover. So now we're going to get this up, and what we're going to do on this part here is we're going to bring this to a boil. Once we bring it to a boil, we're going to reduce it down to a simmer, and we're going to get it to simmer just until everything is where you can pinch it apart and it's really breakable. Because once we do that, we're going to add it to our grinder with other spices and seasonings. So we're going to bring it to a boil. And once we do that, while it's going to a boil, we're going to clean up. I'm going to clean up, get everything ready, get our other ingredients ready, and we'll be right back. Alright, so now it's time for us to strain, reserve our liquid, and grind our meat. We turned it off the fire. The meat peels apart just perfectly. It smells good. So we're going to go ahead, strain it, get our liquid. Once we get it strained out, we'll start grinding. To be honest, it does smell really good. Love this smell. I definitely like the way the say-tooth played into it. So, make sure we get everything out. Now, when we start grinding, I'm putting everything back in. The onions, the bell pepper, the say-tooth is going back in. The garlic that we put in, that's going in. So, nothing is going to waste that's in this pot. And then everything gets put back into the pot for the final portion. And man, I tell you, it definitely made me happy to use the say-tooth today. So, liquid's reserved. It's going to get loud. We're going to start grinding. And all of this meat, as you can see, just falls right apart. And that's what you wanted. So we can grind all of this up. So, let's get started. I'm going to go ahead, preload for the grinder. And it's going to get loud. Alright, so we took it off the fire, reserved our stock. We ground it after we strained it. We ground it, the onions, everything together. We ground it all up. I only did one grind because that's the consistency I want right here. Now I'm going to put it back in my pot. Without making a mess. Sometimes it's a tedious effort. So, now, back in the pot. I'm gonna get our fire back on. And then I want 6 cups of liquid. So, of our stock that we reserved from that are our juices, 6 cups. There's 1, 2, 3, 6. And we'll Justin Wilson it and put a little bit more in. Okay, so we got our fire going. So we're gonna go ahead, put our liquid in. You can see that's the looks we're wanting right there. So while that's heating up, actually I'm going to add, because I am adding a different flour, just a little bit more liquid. And to be honest, you can adjust, taste, or adjust setup however you really want it. But now I am going to go ahead and add the seasonings to it. This is Cajun 180 seasoning blend, so I'm going to add that. Smoked paprika, salt. It's only about a tablespoon of salt. Black pepper, cayenne, coriander, crushed coriander, and I'll post the recipe as well. Red pepper flakes. And we'll go ahead and give that a good mix. Good stir, because we're waiting on everything to, and this is the time frame where you can actually adjust your seasonings as well. I like mine a little spicy, and that's why I added just a little bit more cayenne. And I like the way the smoked paprika does to it. You can use regular paprika however you want. I just like that smokiness with it, with the smoked paprika. I think it actually does really well. So now that I got that mixing up pretty good, blended well, I'm not going to be able to taste everything of it yet because it's just not all set. So I am going to taste it, see if I like the way the seasonings are and how it is. So, smells good. I like that. Got a little bit of the heat already on the throat. That's what I like. Flavor's good. Love deer meat. Love wild game and seafood in general. So, okay. Starting to get a little bubbly, which is what I want. I want to get it to boil, because once I start to get it boiled is when I'm going to start adding the flours and stuff, the flour and cornmeal like that. So, got a good boil coming up. And this is where it's going to turn fast for me. Because once I get that boil that I want and I add, I'm going to just keep mixing and get it to where everything binds, because I want that cornmeal and that oat flour to just bind into it. Normally I do use the buckwheat, and the buckwheat does great with binding with the cornmeal, but I wanted to see how it would be if I used oats, or the oat flour. Just curious, honestly. So this is the first one for me, and it is. I'm getting a good boil. And this is where I use my whisk at more during this time frame. So I have 2 cups, this side's off, so I have 2 cups of cornmeal and half a cup of oat flour, compared to the 2 cups of cornmeal to the half a cup of buckwheat. And some people use all buckwheat, some people use just cornmeal only. So I mean, it's just your preference, you know. You're not, once you get it the way you want it and the way you like it, hey, enjoy it. Food is like, I don't know, I want to say kind of like the universal language of, hey, let's get together, talk some BS, talk some smack, but enjoy good food together while we do it. So now that I got my bowl coming in, I'm going to slide this over just a little bit. There. Now, I'm going to go ahead and choke it down just a little bit. Right there. I'm going to add my cornmeal. Don't add it all at once. That, mix it in. Get it to mix in. Because you don't want it sloshing and going all over the place. But you want it to mix. You want it to where you can set it. There we go. Bring it down. And time to really bring it in. Sorry if my elbow's all up in your way. And then we're going to add the oat flour. Golly, smells good, yeah. So, go ahead and turn my fire down more because I don't want it to burn the pot or burn any of this wonderful bit of love on there. And then it's simply just mixing and getting it to where you get all your clumps, all your lumps out. Could have used a bigger pot, but see that? God, looking good. So, and this is going to be, I believe, a great scrapple. And we'll let it set, and we'll do a test with it. So, yes indeed, so, but yeah, not from the Pennsylvania area. Grew up here in Louisiana, joined the military, and that's where I learned about scrapple. Was a buddy of mine from PA, and because he was asking about hog-head cheese, and I had some sent to us, showed it to him, and he said, "Oh, that's like our scrapple." And I asked him what that was. He had some sent to us. Oh my gosh, it was good. And that's when I wanted to learn how to make it and do more with it. And it's now a hunting tradition for me during hunting season to make scrapple. And I tell you, it's definitely, I'm enjoying how this is looking. We have to let it. Alright, so the question is, did I go too much or not enough, or that does look really, really good. Ooh. You can smell this. You try to eat the whole pot right now. Oh, that smells good. Ooh. Yes, that's gonna be good. So, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna move this over to our other table, and we're going to get this all in my pans. Let's go. Alright, so we have our loaf pans. What we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and get those set up, or we can put the scrapple in them. And then we're just going to let them cool. Let's see. There we go. Alright. Let's start putting it in there. I've always enjoyed making scrapple. And to be honest, one thing I love about it is the fact that we take other cultures, especially in the culinary world, and cook it and prepare it. And it's not to, be judgmental or anything. A lot of people take our dishes here in Louisiana and cook them. And that's great, it's really great. And I like taking other dishes and cooking for my family. I have a picky family, but that's fine. They know what they like. They like meat and potatoes, which is great. I like meat and potatoes, which is great. Wild game, we love. So there's just a lot of stuff that we won't cook that won't be at the house. But when I get a chance, I cook it for myself. Because I like to try new things. I love exploring and trying new foods. So, I'm telling you, I could eat this whole bowl, whole pot right here get sick off of this stuff. It's amazing. And it smells, oh my gosh, I love the way the scrapple smells. So, I mean, it's awesome. Awesome. And our hog head cheese, same way. A lot of people will not eat hog head cheese. They won't eat boudin. And you ask them the reasoning of it, it looks gross. Or the whole process of it, they think is gross. Well, I get it. But if you don't ever try it, you'll never know. And to be honest, I always gotta try something just once. I guess how that chef with Andrew Zimmerman is, if it looks good, eat it. Well, I'm the same way. If it looks good, I'm gonna try it. If you say it's good, I'll try it. Sure. Will I like it? I won't know until I try it. So, but I didn't know if I was gonna like scrapple. So I tried it. Ended up loving it. So now, every hunting season, I have scrapple. Perfect for the mornings. Very, very good for the mornings. A big loaf. There goes my son. I get to congratulate him. This was his deer. But also, he broke history books for his school. So, and his shoulder hurts now. But hey, scrapple. Like almost like our hog head cheese, but it's meat and for venison.
Yes, the sausage straw.
Huh?
That's some of the sausage straw.
Yeah, there's some in there. Okay. So, a buddy of mine brought some venison summer sausage. Some good stuff. He brought some venison head cheese. Really good too. But almost done. And then the fun part of cleaning up, but waiting for this to set is going to be a challenge because I tell you, it does smell really good. And I will definitely be trying to spoon some. There it is. So we're going to let this sit. Once it sits and sets up good, we'll be able to take a piece, cut it, we'll take a slice of it, we'll flour it, pan fry it, and serve it with some eggs, and we'll see how this recipe did according to my other recipes. So, I mean, as we sit right now, you can tell it looks really, really good. So far I'm happy with it. And we're definitely gonna see how it's gonna go. So, definitely happy with it. Stay tuned and we'll go ahead and get it set.